The Disclosure Day trailer isn't trying to convince you of anything, but that's what makes it interesting. So this video isn't about whether it's real or what it means, but I want to slow things down and look at what it's actually doing. Because every choice in this trailer, how it opens, what it shows, perhaps more importantly, what it doesn't show, it all feels very intentional. Welcome to Hallucination Hippies. So before getting into the visuals, there's an idea worth keeping in mind. So a lot of people assume disclosure is avoided because of sheer panic, but I'm not convinced that that's the real issue. People handle overwhelming news or negative news all the time. What's harder for people is uncertainty, not knowing who has the answers or how much of the story is actually missing. That part's hard. And with that in mind, watch how this trailer is constructed.
We're interrupting our coverage. There has been a threat to publicly release government material long shrouded in secrecy.
So notice the trailer doesn't open with wonder. It opens with absolute interruption. A major news broadcast is cut off by breaking news, and that matters. If you look closely at the lower third of the screen, it reads, "Kim declares North Korea prepared to defend itself." Now, if you look over to the right, you'll see warships aligned at sea. Right away, disclosure is anchored inside of geopolitical instability, nuclear tension, perhaps, definitely a crisis, it seems. And, the message is subtle, but it comes across very clearly that whatever is about to be revealed, it's not arriving during calm. It arrives when the world already feels fragile.
Are they people?
No. And then we're introduced to a man who appears to be a whistleblower, and something important happens. He doesn't discover evidence. He inserts a device, a very strange device. It looks like a physical chip or a drive of some sort into a computer. And the dialogue here matters. The woman asks, "Are they people?" And he says, "No." So disclosure here isn't framed as exploration. It's framed as a revelation, something that's already known, something that's already stored, and it's just kind of waiting to be shown.
Do you think there could be others?
People have a right to know the truth.
Okay, then the trailer slows down. We see a young girl in her bedroom, and a deer enters the room, and then a red cardinal lands on the deer. A couple of things to take note of here. Deer and cardinals are both said to be messengers of some sort, kind of a intermediary between the physical world and the spiritual world. So that is interesting. There's also no panic, in this scene. There's no chaos. And regardless of the intent, the imagery does function a certain way because the unknown, whatever it is being introduced through this innocence, through this quiet, this familiarity for this little girl. So the moment kind of softens something that would otherwise feel totally overwhelming. But the softness doesn't last.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world, all at once. There's no undoing it.
So we hear the line, "Full disclosure to the world, all at once." Followed by, "If you do this, there's no turning back." So notice the language being used because it's not like this is a testing phase. There's no partial release. There's no undo button. I mean, this is full throttle, all at once. Disclosure is being framed as a point of no return. As disclosure moves closer to going public, the tone does shift. You see this whistleblower running. He's being pursued. And it's clear here that truth isn't liberating. It's framed as being very destabilizing. Something powerful enough to put people in danger. Now, one of the most revealing scenes in this trailer is a man strapped into a chair. He's got cranial electrodes on. He's got a mouthpiece. And the mouthpiece matters because A mouthpiece is typically used to prevent injury during extreme stress or physical situation, but in this case, stress. So this suggests that exposure, it's not passive, right? Disclosure isn't just about seeing something, it's about enduring this. And it is intense. We then see this close-up of these eyes changing color in a very strange way. At first glance, it does look alien, but if you look closely, there are cranial electrodes that are visible. So technology is always present, and rather than showing a clear kind of other, the trailer blurs those boundaries, and it uses these interfaces, it seems. It uses systems, filters. So the unknown is never encountered directly, it's being processed. Okay, next we see this chaos in the streets. This car flips. You see this water vortex. What's notable though isn't the destruction, it's that we don't clearly see what's causing it. The threat remains very abstract, unlocatable. You can't point it out, and that makes it harder to process.
There will be no other day like tomorrow.
Okay, now only at the very end do we get a glimpse of this craft. And it's emerging through the clouds, but it's still partially obscured and never fully shown. The trailer delays this reveal as long as possible, and it still refuses clarity. So even this moment of disclosure keeps the uncertainty intact. Taken together, all these choices tell a very consistent story. The trailer's not structured to answer questions, it's structured to apply pressure. Pressure on institutions, on systems, on certainty itself. What it seems to imagine isn't this contact as a moment, but disclosure as a condition. Where information exists, authority hesitates, and nothing feels solid. We're already living with a lot of unanswered questions. And what really gets tested is how people deal with not knowing. Thanks for watching.